So we need to have a real quick discussion about the new banner that's incoming tonight. There is a lot to be discussed here, and I'm kind of aware, in just on a, I don't know, I guess a personal level, I know a lot of people have checked out of the game already, but I did say I was going to cover this basically until the end. This game really did a lot for my channel. This game meant a lot to me. It was my introduction into the franchise. So I'm not ready to give up on this yet. We are going to continue covering this basically up to the end. They did say that there are new banners coming, things like that, so there's a lot to be discussed. Now, in full disclosure, I have canceled my monthly subscription. If you want to know how to do that, post in the comments. I'll make a video on it. It's a bit convoluted because you have to do it through your subscription service, not through the game. But nevertheless, I'm no longer going to be partaking in that level of, I guess, gameplay, for lack of a better way to put it. So we need to talk about this, especially now that I am a more or less free-to-play player. I'll probably spend a little bit here and there, but I'm not going to go crazy. So we have a double banner incoming. Both these units are time-limited, and both these units are assists. So we've got Lethia, and she's going to be kind of across the board good for like both physical and magic. Let's see what she does here. So right out of the gate, and we talked about this yesterday, she does foes plural, agility, physical resist, and magic resist down 15%. So she'll work on either team or a mixed team, as we've been discussing a lot lately. You can even build now mixed teams. A lot of the units that came out with the anniversary, you could build mixed element teams. It's really crazy now, the amount of teams you can build. She also does self, which means not for the whole team, but whoever she's tied to. Strength, magic, and agility plus 20%. With 4 instant effects when attacked, all allies. Now, initially, when I read this yesterday, I thought this was just for self again. This is for all allies. Physical and magic resist, plus 40% for 2 turns. And this can happen essentially once per turn. So if you're in like a war game situation, you get hit with an AoE, she's going to instantly put up a big barrier. It's really nice. Like, this is such an insane skill. This really is an absolutely crazy skill. Lethia is a must-have for everything going forward for the next few months as the game progresses. Lethia is a complete must-have. If you plan to be competitive at all in the end game of the game, Lethia is an absolute must. But what about Felvis? Because I was a little kind of meh on her yesterday. Now, will hindsight kind of prove me wrong? Now, first of all, right out of the gate, I like the fact that she supports magic units. The magic team really does need, I don't want to say work, but it could use every bit of assist it can get. 1226 HP is really nice. 665 magic is really nice. And none of her other stats are necessarily bad, except for obviously the physical stat, but if you're using her on a physical unit, you're either sacking that unit or you're doing something wrong. Felvis is a foes plural critical rate, penetration rate down 30% with 3 instant effects when attacked physically. Now, this is the caveat. It has to be a physical attack. She's tied to a magic unit, and she needs to be attacked physically for this to happen. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but you really have no control over what happens on the offensive side, with the exception of, like, Telskiera or something like that. When she's attacked physically, all allies get 1 physical nullification and remove any magic debuffs that are in play. Can happen once per turn. So essentially, you're talking about having that for 3 turns, whereas with essentially you're going to have the buff from Lethia for like 5 turns, because it's a 2-turn buff and it happens 4 times, once in each turn. It's pretty crazy. It really is pretty crazy. I'm not that keen on Felvis. I think she's very conditional. I like her, but I'm not 100% sold on any of the situations. So let me know what you guys think. For me personally, I definitely do think Lethia is a must-have. I think Lethia is absolutely a must-own. And since she is going to be tied to this banner, you're not going to have a choice which one you're going to pull. You're just going to pull one or either. So in that regard, obviously, if you're chasing one, you're chasing the other. But I do think Lethia is an absolute must-own. Now, the question is, what happens here in the aftermath of this? And that is a really huge question, because they did say there are going to be rebalances. Will the rebalances be anywhere on the level of current stuff? Usually they go about a year behind. But let's be fair, even units a year back are still very, very relevant. There was a big power creep this year, but I think this power creep is a lot less severe than in the past 2 or 3 years. So even like the Grande units and stuff like that, that should be coming back essentially at the end of this, whenever the anniversary ends, those Grande units that are coming back, if they're brought even up to last year's level, they'll be extremely relevant again. Now, you will probably want these assists for that. It'll be fun to collect those units and to own those units. How important are these two? I really think Lethia is a must-have, personally. And I say that as somebody who's sitting on half enough Iris to actually get her. But, we'll see what happens between now and tonight. I got a ton of farming I can do between now and then. But who the heck knows? I'm personally going to go after this banner. This will be probably the last banner that I just go crazy hard on, at least that I'm able to foresee. If we get like a Hero Festa banner or something like that between now and then, who knows? But my plan is to EOL the game, go after all the anniversary units, try to max everybody out, and then, just kind of ride, I guess, the end of the game the rest of the way out. And as I said, and I mentioned this before, and I said it from the moment that the sunset was announced, I will be here till the very end. We will continue to cover this game and to enjoy this game. I have a lot of content still planned. Part of the reason I wasn't pushing it out during the anniversary is just because, well, we had so much other anniversary stuff and the new game to cover. But I'm going to ride this out. We'll be here till the very end of this game, continuing to cover it, continuing to talk about it. We'll probably cover the new game a little bit more. But, once again, when new stuff comes, when new units come, when new banners drop, when things get rebalances, we'll even reminisce on some of the old events and things like that. We'll cover a lot still. We're not going anywhere. We're going to continue to love and enjoy this game, even though the new game is here. And in my opinion, I do love the new game. I kind of see it as a spiritual successor, like a level up. But I'm still not 100% sold on the gacha system. We got to see where that goes, but I'm going to give it time. Like, comment, share. Let me know just your general thoughts on the whole landscape of Danmachi mobile gaming. And don't forget, we also have another game coming up in spring, I believe. So there's going to be a second gacha game shortly after this one ends. So don't go anywhere. There's a lot more to discuss. I'll catch you guys in the next Memoria Freeze, Battle Chronicle, whatever video it happens to be. I'll see you guys around real soon.